Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Today we're gonna go over the live stream we just had. And before we go, I know there's a lot of cool stuff because my DMs popped off. And also, it's on a weird day today. It started on Monday morning or Tuesday morning instead of Wednesday morning. So I wasn't here for it live. I didn't know it was a thing. But I woke up early, so I just randomly ran into it now. So we're gonna do this a little different than usual. So first things first, I'm gonna be a little more jumbled than usual, which is hard to believe possible. Second thing, we're gonna watch the previews. I believe there's two. I don't know who the second one is yet. Together, and then I'm gonna go through the slides as we get them. It's kind of weird today, okay? Just bear with me. Reactions first, then information. Hopefully you enjoy it. Anyway, let's watch Bomb Model Kana preview. Haven't seen these yet, by the way. I'm really excited. I'm only actually halfway through the live stream right now. As soon as they went to show this off, I switched to here.
I guess it's Nana's turn. Here comes the grand finale.
Who's that voice?
Nana wants to make a huge explosion.
Harley
And
Craig.
so I want
Oh,
you to
5-star
help
Ranger. Okay, that was pretty cool. I want to watch that animation again, because I was just listening to her voice that whole time because I was like, whose voice is that? I should check out who that is because I know this voice. So she blasters up, love her face in this, and then she bombs the heck out of everybody. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Let's take a look at the other things. Like I said, this part's going to be a little awkward, but it's okay. So she's got the self imprint of crit percent. Cool. Let me see her stats and skills. We've got her stats here. Really high attack, 1200. That's really high for a ranger too. 114 speed, also fantastic. Oh, it's not the self crit imprint. It's the AoE crit and then self print attack. Really high defense. Well, not high, but pretty high. Decent health as well. And she has 18% effectiveness right off the bat. That's actually a pretty sweet hit in terms of the base stats. Skill introduction. Full bombardment. Boosts firepower to attack all enemies with a 90% chance up to 100% to dispel a single buff before increasing speed of all allies for 2 turns and increasing the attack of the caster for 2 turns. That's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. Extends durations of buffs granted by 1 turn. Okay, so that's really good as well. 10 souls as well for 3 turn speed and 3 turn attack buff. I really like that. That's awesome. I feel like this is what I wanted Rima to do without the elemental restriction. So that's pretty sweet. Really good skill 3. I'm guessing PvE focused because 1 buff isn't necessarily enough for a lot of PvP stuff, but especially with FCC around. What does this do? Rapidly fires to attack 2 enemies. Damage dealt increases. Okay, that's kind of cool too. So it'll be really good against maybe Guild War and maybe one of the expeditions. That might be worthwhile too. No debuffs though, which is kind of awkward, but interesting to see how the damage is for this. And scales off of speed, of course. I want to see if they show the animation to this as well. Okay. She pops. Wait, does she like float in the air too? Yeah, she does. I like that. Okay, so when full bombardment is available at the start of the turn, takes a shelling stance. When full bombardment is unavailable, takes a striking stance. Can only take 1 stance at a time. So shelling stance is 40% effectiveness. And striking stance is speed and dual attack chance by 5%. That's really sweet. And then it ups her stats by 10%, 3, 5, yeah, 10% as well. Really cool. I like that. That's a really neat idea. And that's going to give you the effectiveness for your dispel, which is one of the biggest problems with people who do a lot of things like this that aren't made to be just a dispeller, you know? I really like that. That's awesome. And then her artifact here, we might talk more about her later, but her artifact here, air to surface missile Misha, So increases hit chance by 20% and crit damage by 30%. This is amazing, right? Oh, I like how she's sleeping there. She's got her little game and some pictures and her vibe, her missile and a little carrot. Pretty sweet. So hit chance by 20% and crit damage by 30. That's really good, right, for Ranger? Because that's one of the things I notice with Rangers. A lot of the artifacts they have are random. You know, like they've got Rosa, they've got pop 2 times, Sword of Judgment. They've got all sorts of random style stuff, but they don't really have anything that's like guaranteed and like all the time. And I really like this because there's so many Rangers that I like using and I never have enough artifacts for them. So I'm really happy with this artifact. I think this is fantastic. Yeah, okay, so I will be back in a bit and we will watch another video soon. Okay, so we've got a new ML5 as well, and I think this is the last thing of the stream, and then we'll go through the slides. I'm stoked. This is Solitaria of the Snow. I have not watched this as always, so let's see who it is, and I am excited. That sounds like an amazing name.
Well, I hope you enjoy yourself.
Your daydreams?
I've been playing too.
It's Anyako? Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name.
Kate, maybe I should go outside. Huh? Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, did you hear all that?
So Anyako is awesome. If you haven't heard or know who she is, I believe she also voiced Edda. And I notified her on Twitter, actually, that she was in the game and she didn't know. So that's kind of cool. And now she's in it again right after. And she's adorable. And she has the same style of voice, you know, like the... she's awesome. I love it so much. So let's see what this is. Another passive, of course. Oh, look at her little badge. Wait. How similar is this to Edda? Same VA, same floating staff. It's kind of weird. Does this have something to do with Edda? Oh my god, look how she sits. Are you seeing this right now? Oh my god. Okay, so 115 speed, pretty zoomers. 1k attack, so she's a debuffer, I'm guessing. High defense, average HP, high effectiveness, and high ER. So she's gonna be like an ER/effectiveness based mage. I'm so excited. Why is it so similar to Edda though? Like visualizing wise, and the same VA. That's so weird. That's so weird. Okay, so she wants to go home. Decreases the amount of focus gained by the enemy by 100%. LOL. When the caster is buffed at the start of his turn, has a 70% chance to gain Daydream, and it goes up to 100% chance, of course, with Malagoras. And when attacking, inflicts a random debuff on the target for 1 turn. Date Dream, LOL, cannot be dispelled. It decreases attack, hit chance, speed, and buff. Can't be dispelled. That's kind of interesting. Oh, her buff. I thought it was saying the dispel or the debuff can't be dispelled. That's kind of interesting. Like these are good buffs, but 1 buff when attacking, like it's like a Sierra Ren, right? Interesting. But I guess it's Sierra Ren every turn if you can keep buffs on her, and she has base ER to keep the buffs to not be dispelled as well, right? Huh. That's kind of a weird one. But I guess we need to see the rest of her kit. Boom! Starlight Fall. So this is a 3-turn cooldown with 2 souls, and cool. Decreases the enemy's buff durations by 1 turn before attacking with Starlight. Stunning for 1 turn with 100% chance before decreasing combat readiness by 30%. Grants stealth to the why does Dominial or ML era even or regular era even exist? Like this does literally everything and then some. And Soulburn extends the duration of buffs granted to the caster by boom, Starlight Fall by 1 turn and grants an extra turn. Yeah, why do they even exist? That's insane. So a 3-turn stealth? Oh, I guess they're just adding that so you don't lose a turn from gaining an extra turn. Wow. That seems pretty sweet. That seems pretty sweet. And then what's her skill 1 here? Does it say pew pew pew? It does, yes. Pew pew pew. Attacks the enemy with magic with a 25% chance to stun for 1 turn. Another one for my skill 1 bonk. That's really exciting. Also, if she's buffed, it'll do something else as well, right? When used on the caster's turn, pew 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 becomes an attack that targets all enemies. 25% chance to AoE stun with Sierra Ren attached to it, with stealth, with... Oh my god. What's even going on here? Okay, I'm gonna stop pulling for ML Kawana right now, and I'm saving for Solitaria. Holy bejesus. That seems really, really good. I want to see what this looks like. I don't want to see SSB. SSB into RB counter, nice. Yeah, that seems really good. Oh my god, that animation is so good. How she sits is the best. Oh my god, how she sits is literally the best. I am so excited for that. Okay. Let's go back to the slides. So let's get into the slides first. The first one we have here is the Guilty Gear collaboration returns. We all know this is coming. We're getting a 5-star hero summon ticket. I hope that gives me Cowrick. I really, really want Cowrick now out of all the things. Yeah, so we already knew this is coming, and login bonuses as always. We're also getting the Guilty Gear group summon here with Baiken, Elfit, Dizzy, Miss Confi, Torn Sleeve, and whatever the third one is for Dizzy, the AoE artifact, obviously, I think. And probably worth pulling if you don't have these. Dizzy's insane. Baiken is not necessarily insane, but at the same time insane, because when she's useful, she's insanely useful. And then there's Elfelt, who is going to be buffed and will be insane as well. So this is a fantastic banner for anybody who doesn't have them. Also, the balance adjustments here, I can't get that little thing. I don't know why it's selecting that. Let me try to select something else. Nope, doesn't want me to. Interesting. So we're stuck with the selection for a while. So can we select? We can't select none, even though I clearly have a selection there. Anyway. Yeah, so this is exciting. What's next here? Challenge side story, Portrait of the Saviors. So this is where you're going to be able to get the portrait, which is pretty sweet. If you don't have portrait, definitely farm at least one. A lot of people say to farm more than one, and I farmed a lot. I have like 5 of them maxed. Probably shouldn't, but I do, and I only really use 1 or 2 at a time. Then we have the coin shop that shows everything here. Necron and Dine, that's the name of the artifact. I'm going to probably summon 1 round, even though I have SSS Dizzy already, I think. And I'm just going to try to get dupe Elfelt and Miss Confi. That's my idea for this. Then we have Marching Bulge. Yep, also known as Bugle. So this is pretty sweet as well. This increases the attack of all allies by 10%. And at the end of the turn, increases the Sierra of the caster by 20%. At the end of every 3 enemy turns, rather. So this is pretty sweet, and this is the new Guild War artifact, I believe. I'm not sure how good this is going to be, but I feel like this is going to be good, right? Because you can throw it on somebody who, somebody on like Guild War defense, right, that wants to cut in. I'm not sure exactly who this is going to go on, but even if you don't throw it on somebody like that, just throwing it on a support that doesn't necessarily need a usual artifact, just having that boost is pretty good, right? Just throw it on somebody slow, they'll get 20% boost quite a bit. And especially against people who go multiple times, right? So let's say your combat readiness is at like a 98%, and Emma Luluka's at whatever. Like, what happens when you get boosted ahead of that in the middle of the extra turn? Kind of interested to see. Or like, what happens with Rylet? Do you get boosted ahead? I believe you do. So that's pretty sweet. There's also some expedition improvements here. We already talked about these ones. Basically, energy going down, point rewards changed, amount you need to get changes. Selection chests also added. And then some high quality screenshots here with some text at the bottom. So energy cost lowered on re-entry. So instead of being the initial entry cost, it goes down to whatever it says at the bottom here. I'm not sure what they are currently, but you basically cost less when you go into it a second time. And then difficulty adjustments made to level 1 and 2, which is pretty sweet. And then we have increased maximum participants from 6 to 8. So that's good, obviously, but I feel like that's the opposite direction, because a lot of times when I notice people failing their expeditions, it's not because 6 people are attacking, it's because not enough people are attacking. But either way, it's a good change. Then we have modification gem guaranteed in level 2. So you can get that in level 2 now as well, which is pretty sweet, which is why they lowered the difficulty of level 2. And then we have scary Mashu face. There's no information on the slide. I just had to put it in. And then another weird face from New. So this is probably the most important part of the collab right here. The most important part of the stream right here. And the reason why I say this is because this was New's genuine reaction when they mentioned the collab and how it might be coming soon. So if you don't know New specifically, you know he has really high standards, and New likes what New likes, you know? And I feel like this means it's not going to be something like Guilty Gear or a game. It's going to be something anime styled. I really, really, really feel this is going to be something anime styled, because this is how New would react if it was anime and super weeb styled. Is that the right word? Opposed to something like Guilty Gear styled. So I think this is really good news for the collab. Honestly, I'm not even memeing here. I legitimately think this is the biggest news of the day, because I think this confirms, I'm confirming but not confirming, that it's more of a style that the majority of people want, that I've talked to, as opposed to like a fighting game Guilty Gear style. So that's pretty cool. I also think this cuts out something like Persona, because I feel like New's not as much of a Persona guy. I feel like, you know, New wouldn't look like this if it was Persona. New would look like this, you know? So it's tough to say, but maybe I'm reading too much into this. But either way, equipment inventory expansion upped by 50 slots. I need this. That's pretty exciting. We have skill preview improvements. You got the dummy in the back, so you can now cast abilities on them to see what it looks like. Cool. We then have drop rate up for Ken and Samsara prayer beads. Nobody summoned for this. There's too many good things coming. Unless he's your husbando, do what you gotta do, but I would skip personally. We then have the connection missions, and this is pretty sweet. So this is really easy. You just have to awaken a 5-star hero one time. You have to reach friendly trust in Policia, which I think is easy. You have to gift her 3 fused nerves and 800 floating type machineries, and also clear 2-8, which is pretty easy. And probably the coolest part of Kana is her artifact, air to surface missile. Not the coolest part, but I really like her artifact. So unfortunately, even though she's a free connection hero, I'm still going to have to summon for not only imprints, which I might summon for, but also her artifact, because her artifact is insane. It's something I definitely want on my account, not just for it being good, but just like another alternative to Rangers, right? Because so many of them, I love my Rangers, and I just need more artifacts for them. So we're gonna have banner alongside the free thing we have going. So, and this is bonkers as well. We have an equipment crafting event. So the long and the short of this is you're going to be able to craft your entire exact piece of gear you want. You're going to be able to pick the main stat, you're going to be able to pick the set, you're going to be able to pick the slot, you're going to be able to pick the substats, and you're going to be able to pick one of these. So everybody's going to be able to craft one of potentially their perfect piece of gear, as I choke on myself while I'm trying to talk. So I believe it's only one. We asked in chat and I don't think they answered, but I'm pretty sure they would say if you could do more than one. So I imagine this is one piece of gear in one event, because it does say event. So let's just go over how it goes. We can see here the first thing you do is pick the set, then you pick the slot here, and then the next one here we pick the main stat of it. Yep. And then from here on you can pick the substats you want, and you can re-roll the substats as well if you're not happy with them. And then voila, you've got your piece of gear. Whoever made this picked horribly. For 1, your crit chances are maxed. For 2, you probably want HP instead of defense, but maybe not. For 3, your attack is 5 instead of 8. For 4, your crit damage is 6 instead of 7. So a lot of mistakes made here. Don't do this to yours. And then we have the Mystic Summon rotation with Solitaria of the Snow, which starts on the 15th. And I'm probably wailing for her. She's one of my favorite characters I've seen in a while, especially because she's Anyako. Again, I am so sorry if I'm butchering your last name. I could possibly be butchering your first name as well. But either way, I am excited for this, and she looks so cool, and I want to see what she has to do with Etta. She obviously has to do something with Etta, right? They're very, very similar. And then we have this as well. I actually haven't read this yet, but this was posted on Reddit and linked to me. This says, not sure if Global Stream covered this from Haribo 2, but Korea Stream had a Q&A session in the middle before they revealed the new units. An upper management person came out and was interviewed by the regular stream host to clarify some issues. Korean chat was pretty angry and was demanding the director. Interesting. World Arena cheating. They are looking into more severe bans depending on the situation of the individual players, and will act more accordingly with extra punishments. I think this is really important. I really would like cheaters and people that do stuff you shouldn't be doing. I really wish they would just get banned. I feel like it would make the gaming area a better place. Like, not specifically just this, but people with names that are racist, that we ran into recently, stuff like that. I really feel like there shouldn't be second chances, right? I know that's ridiculous to say, but if you're doing something like that, kind of iffy, right? And oftentimes the reason why people do stuff like World Arena cheating is because games like this are so lenient. Like, they'll cheat or win trade. I'm not saying whoever got banned did. I'm not condemning anybody for that or anything, but if somebody does do that and they do get found out and it does get proved, what usually happens is they get like a slap on the wrist, and then like a week later they're unbanned, and they keep all their rewards a lot of the time too. So that's one of the things that I really think they need to put like a bigger foot down, and I hope they do. And it sounds like what this says, it sounds like they're trying to do. Disconnects and server instability. There were no issues with the servers, but the middleman providers had some issues on that day. They sent an inquiry to the middlemen, but have not yet received any response. Really? They haven't received a response yet? Celine, they found out it was actually a bug in the code on just one of their servers on site, just one. They dealt with that server and are now monitoring the situation to make sure it doesn't happen anywhere else. They are investigating and will be more responsive and faster to fix bugs in the future. Starting on 4.15 web events, and in all future web events, you will be able to get 2 molas. They're also looking into making character building easier in the future in response to all the incoming complaints about the difficulty. In the future, even if development process takes a long time, they will try to be quicker to announce the news if the development is 100% confirmed. That's really cool. So a lot of good things here. Specifically, I really like the extra Molagora. Obviously, I'm running out again with so many cool heroes coming in. I really do like the RTA stuff. I really think if you're going to have like a high level PvP thing like this, you really need to keep it like the integrity of the event up, right? Because like, what happens if somebody who win traded their way or played against themselves somehow or did any one of the number of things that often happens in high ranking PvP, not just here but in every game. What happens if they like win second place, right? And then they're put into one of the really high end world arena invitational tournaments, right? That just doesn't feel right to me. But yeah, anyways, that's going to be it for today. Pretty excited for this. This was a pretty fantastic stream. Really happy with how this was handled and so many different things. And I'm just so excited for, we're gonna go back a bit. I am so excited for this. I think this says it all. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and have a wonderful day.